Hi everyone and welcome to this video. This is a Math 081 video which talks about adding and subtracting signed numbers. In my first video about this topic, I introduced these three methods and talked about my overall goal of math fluency. In the second video, I talked about the money method. So in this third video here, I will be talking about the number line method of understanding how to add and subtract signed numbers. So let's get started. So if you're going to use number lines to understand how to add or subtract signed numbers, then the first number in the problem tells you where to start on the number line. The second number tells you which direction to move, and then the answer is wherever you stop. So let's just go ahead and jump into our first example. So our first example is -7 plus 2. So -7 is where we are starting on our number line. So as you can see here, we have a number line that's already been labeled for us. So we're going to start right here at -7. Okay, now this also tells us to add 2. Okay, so as you can see, our directions say that if the second number is positive, that means we're going to move to the right. If the second number is negative, then we would move to the left. As you can see, +2, that is a positive number. This going right, remember, represents the positive direction on the number line. Going left represents becoming more negative. So adding 2, we want to become more positive, so we go 1, 2, and then we end right here. So our final answer is -5. Let's do another problem. Here, we're going to start with the number 5. So the first thing I would ask you is the number 5 positive or is it negative? And a lot of times people get a little bit confused by this because they see this negative sign here. And I said this in a previous video, I'll say it again. This negative sign always belongs to the number that it is before or in front of. Okay, so you can almost think about it like if you want to think of a silly metaphor, right? It's like two kids have a candy bar and they're not going to split it in half. Only one of them is going to get it, okay? So who gets this negative sign, the 5 or the 3? Again, the one who gets it is always, it's the number that it's in front of. Okay, if I had to write a sign here, clearly there's nothing in front of the 5. So when there's nothing in front of a number, the implication is that it is a positive number. And that's really, until you learned about signed numbers, that was always your assumption. You treated every number that you saw as a positive number. And it was only when we started introducing this idea of a negative number into math that you started having to question and wonder, is this number positive or negative? Okay, so let's get back to the number line method. So again, 5 is our starting point. I need to find +5 on my number line. Okay, and that number +5 is right here. Okay, so that tells me where to start. Then, what's going to tell me where to end is the 3, right? Because that's going to tell me which direction to move in. This time, my second number is negative, so that means I'm going to move 1, 2 spaces to the left. Okay, so I'm going to end here at positive. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I should have gone 3 over. I apologize. I'm going to move over 1, 2, 3 spaces. There we go. And I'm going to end here. There we go. Okay. And so since I've moved 3 spaces to the left, I end there, and that's at +2. Okay. So again, that means that 5 minus 3 is +2. So some of this might be really simple for you. It might seem obvious, but a lot of these questions, again, about like who does the sign belong to, does it belong to the 5 or the 3, are extremely important because when you get into solving multi-step algebraic equations and you don't know who the sign belongs to, you're not going to be able to solve it properly. So don't feel bad that you need to watch these videos or that you're in this class because these are really, really extremely important concepts that are going to really help you as you climb up the math ladder and take more and more math classes. All right, stay tuned for my next video.